fue único.
Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Takamahara ni kamsumarimasu. Amurogi kamuro mino mikoto mochite. Sumeni oya kamuizana hino mikoto. Tsukushi no imuka no tachi hana. Odono awagi harani. Misogi arai tamo toki ni narimaseru.
腹いどの神たちもろもろのまがごと積み汚れを洗いたまえ清めたまえとまをつことのよしを天津神国津神やおよろずの神たちともに雨の口駒の耳振り立てて聞こしめせとかしこみむまおす弥勒を三神守りたまえ先生えたまえ弥勒を三神守りたまえ先生えたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先生えたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先生えたまえながら魂あえませながら魂あえませGreat God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truths given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us, radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. Now, group Johrei.
It's a lovely.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Makoto. Words of love spoken from the heart, even if awkward and stumbling, have the power to affect the hearts of others. The essence of living our faith can best be described in one word, Makoto, love. No other words are needed, no lesser word would suffice. What is missing in our world is Makoto, love and integrity. That is really what is lacking. The simplest way to know whether a person has or does not have Makoto is to see how much value is placed on promises and whether or not they are kept. People in general do not think it is so important to keep a mere promise, but truly it is, because the breaking of one's word means that the individual has told a lie, has committed a sort of moral crime. Of the various types of promises made, the one people tend to treat the most lightly is that of punctuality. You should show consideration for the person you have promised to meet. If such consideration does not well up from within, it is because you are lacking in Makoto, love. No matter how good you may be otherwise, the absence of this one vitally important quality spoils your whole being. Anyone who believes in God should do his or her best to keep promises and to be on time always. If you cannot do this, you fail the test of faith. Those who profess to believe in God should never forget this.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters morning service. This morning, I would like to share with you this faith experience of José Losati Shisingi. She's from Kundibie, Angola. José Losati is 27 years old, is a Johrei member, and gives service as an assistant missionary. He was introduced to our church in Angola on the 14th of May of this year through his aunt, who is a member. The reasons behind his being guided were illnesses. He started suffering from mental disorders early this year. It all started when one day he had complications with his fellow workers. After a few days, he had allergies all over his body. The situation became worse, with José feeling as if insects were circulating in his body. So he bought a can of insecticide that he sprayed himself with, but it had no effect. Thereafter, he started to lose control of the situation when he started having visions of big men approaching to fight him. In this state, people said he was crazy because he fought with people that no one could see. His relatives, seeing him in this situation, decided to take him to folk healers. But his aunt asked his family to try our church instead, and they accepted the invitation. At church, amid José's much shouting and nonsense, the minister tried to interact with José and the family they accompanied him. After listening carefully to them, the minister guided them in the basic practices of our faith, which they could carry out without difficulties, and the situation gradually improved. Faith's experience that he would like to share with us is related to receiving Johrei. In the first week of receiving Johrei, he had visions of seeing people, but they no longer fought with him, so he stopped screaming. In the second week, he stopped seeing them, thus returning to his normal state. Thanks to God and Meishu-sama, today he feels good. He could resume his work activities, and he's even driving without difficulties. It should be noted that he's a mechanic, And to express his gratitude, he chose a valuable piece from his workshop to sell and materialize it as a donation. He learned that Meishu-sama is really the Messiah awaited by humanity, and Johrei is without a doubt the medicine of the 21st century. He fulfilled his commitment to become a member, to bring the light of Johrei to those who are suffering, thus participating in the construction of paradise on earth. By permission of God and Meishu-sama, he guided more than 7 people, of which 3 are still attending. He has a home garden and makes his donations correctly. Jose Lusati is very thankful to God, Meishu-sama, and his ancestors for allowing him to be introduced to this wonderful path of salvation. That was from Jose Lusati from Angola. And another experience I would like to share with you is from Alexandra Maria Coutinho de Souza Serro. She's from the Oporto Johrei Center, Portugal. A few years ago, a property belonging to Alexandra's mother, destined to be an office, was vacated, whose income she must live on, being her main source of income. Her mother is almost 90 years old, in very fragile health, and for that reason, she needs some care and constant monitoring. It was necessary to rent it quickly, despite negative opinions of real estate agents, as there is a lot of office space in downtown Oporto, and both Alexandre and her brothers were concerned about this situation. On the eve of the monthly service at the headquarters of Portugal in September, she volunteered to dedicate and was placed at the reception for the participants. On the same day and before the beginning of the ceremony, she talked to her minister, conveying her concern, having even asked the minister if she could accompany Alexandre to the site after the service and pray there with the intention of purifying the space to be rented quickly. The minister suggested that both pray together at the altar with that intention. At the end of the prayer, Alexandra was also guided to invite her ancestors to dedicate with her, to thank God for the fact that, despite the expression of great concern, she believed that these feelings would already be saved. At the end of the service, she realized that someone was needed to share the dedication of the transcript of the minister's lecture, a dedication that she already done in the past. She offered to collaborate again, as she already has some practice, and also because it is a dedication that she does with pleasure, despite being a long task, with a very short deadline, and that usually starts at dawn. Once again, she was allowed to do it, which gave her great joy, without any particular intention, just happy to be able to serve in the divine work. She was dedicating that night until almost 3 o'clock in the morning. The next day, Monday morning, she received a phone call asking to show the property to a potential tenant. The visit had been arranged for 3 p.m. To her astonishment, the interested party saw the space in a few minutes, confirmed his interest without discussing the value, having confirmed the lease. Everything happened very quickly, and with the added benefit of having been leased for a higher amount than previously, and the tenant committing to renovate the space on their own. And later they informed that the condominium will start a complete renovation of the entire building without any charge for the owners, using their reserve fund. In her heart, the word miracle immediately appeared. After the visit, she went to the Johrei Center to express her gratitude, channel and receive Johrei, and to materialize her special donation of gratitude. She learned from this experience that God knows exactly what we need, but we have to trust and turn our difficulties to Him so that without attachments, we can gladly dedicate and accumulate virtuous deeds. Alexandra is very thankful to the Supreme God and Meishu-sama, who allowed this wonderful miracle, to her ancestors who accepted her prayer, and to the minister who encouraged Alexandra to do her dedications. giving her the opportunity to do so, and to the mentor who accompanied her in prayer at the altar. Thank you very much for listening to this experience. I wish you a wonderful Saturday, wonderful weekend. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us, and have a blessed day.